The Lunaverse, Season 2, Episode 5, Final Chapter, Old Friends by Grassy Clouds 2. Return. A few days passed in relative peace. Shirley returned home from another exciting set of lessons with her earfuls. Notary, she chirped, did you have a fun day? Notary poked her head out of the kitchen. I suppose I spent most of it at the library, but I also finished the front of your house. Shirley looked around and noted the sparkling clean living room. You really don't need to do this, she protested. I want to, said Nori. Simply, I am staying at your house today. I want to help you. Shirley smiled. Even though other ponies could do it, she thought, but did not ask. A special talent is what a pony loves to do. You want to matter and make a difference, Nori. Even when you got your Q mark. It was after you helped Ryder produce his final work, which I bet he could have never done if not for you. Call it changing the world or making a difference. Or just mattering. I'll bet that's your special talent, not recording the deeds of others. But Nori would need to discover this on her own. She certainly hadn't agreed when Shirley had broached the subject over the past few days, so she just said, thank you then, as she smiled at her former roommate. It looks wonderful. The teacher had entered the kitchen, where Notary, wearing a maid's outfit she found in Shirley's closet. It was kind of frilly, but Notary said it helped her keep her coat clean while she dusted and swept. Served Shirley's favorite kind of tea, and a few fresh pieces of sliced fruit. Honestly, I could get used to her having a maid, Shirley thought, with another smile. She knew Notary wouldn't go that long term. She knew Notary's passes lay elsewhere, but America dreamed. What were you studying in the library? What to do next, said Nori. It was interesting to do nothing for 3 days. But I think I'm ready to get back to the real world. I just had to decide what to do. What did you decide? Of my legitimate skills, I would probably be most useful as a functionary in some sort of local government, said Nori. I have experience that I gained with Greengrass and also from study. I was looking for towns that need somebody like me. Somebody who has an encyclopedic knowledge of the law, genesis, an industry to help solve problems, and so forth. She paused. There are some towns and cities, even small provinces in Equestria, that are not doing as well as others. Some due to changes in industry, some due to certain focus caused by Corona's return, a few because their nobles are neglectful. I want to go to one of those towns and turn it around. Notary, that's wonderful, said Charlie. Which one did you pick? Pittsburgh. It's one of the smallest provinces in the nation. It consists of one industrial town and its outlying farms. It was largely neglected by the noble, the former baroness of Pittsburgh, and its industry was slowly supplanted by Detroit, Stalingrad, and 3 other cities. That only accelerated once Corona returned and the government began focusing more on military contracts. No, it's Pittsburgh had been unable to attend for the past several years. Pittsburgh has less and less industry with every financial quarter. The town is collapsing. First, it was just the factories, but by now the farms are falling apart, and even the city's infrastructure is breaking down, from one street to the one rail line. She paused. I think I can save it. There are laws that they can use, and ancient ones, that few ponies besides myself know, but there are still in effect that can be used to obtain some government support. There are some procedures they can take, ordinances and so forth, to make citizens use what they have in most efficient ways. I can help them. I can save that town. Without, Shirley said, her tone underscoring her words, any of Greengrass's actions, I hope. Yes. No weeding, no destroying the weak as fertilizer for the strong. Just good, honest work for the town that needs me. Nori nodded slowly. They have no leader at this moment. Pittsburgh has no representative because the town and the province are the same. The duties of the representative were folded to those of the baroness to save money. But the baroness of Pittsburgh has been removed from her position due to her neglect of her province. The position is currently vacant, so there's no point to advocate for the town in its national government. As for the Lord, he has given up hope and does not know how to use whatever power he has to help the town. She lowered her head. I can help the Lord and his citizens. I can save the town. And perhaps now, defending the tyrant, it might even be on Luna's power to focus on every little... Stop, said Shirley. You can't worry about that, Notary. Do you think the citizens of that town will care whether Luna could have saved them, but didn't bother, or whether she could in the first place? All that matters is they be saved. If you could do that, that would be a great deed, Notary. It would matter. I have to try, said Notary. I realize now that I have not have wanted anything as badly as I want to see this city. All that work of green grass, it was interesting. But this matters to me in a way none of that did. She bowed her head. Thank you for helping me to understand what I was missing. I'm a teacher, Natalia. That's what we do. Shirley smiled. I hope you'll say goodbye to the class, though. And you want to know what happened to my wife. Speaking of it, Nori sighed. The phones are lost. I think the foes somehow destroyed them and let them fly off into the breeze. They would take some time to get here from Cantonat. It will require rigorously official records. Don't worry about it, Shirley. You do what you need to do. When the forms arrive, I'll fill them out and mail them to you. Get it sorted. But please don't let the papers that even you could barely care about anymore stop you from your dream. I don't. Thank you. Two were silent for a moment. So, what else did you do today? I cleaned your living room, dusted the cells, swept the floor, and I have a potential your feast, said Nori. Terry blinked. What was that last one? Your feast. You are out of order, so I arranged it appropriately. Shirley blinked. But some of them like the sun, and some like the shade. Now the seen ones might be in the sun and vice versa. I had to fix this. And also civic administration. What? As Shirley, realizing Notary had been talking, even as her thoughts drifted to her fists. What do you mean by? Did someone begin bounding at the door? Shirley hurried over and opened it, almost to be run over by Trixie and Twilight Sparkle. Hi, Shirley! Called Trixie as he ran. Sorry, emergency! What? Man, Shirley, what's going on? Magic emergency, said Trixie. Come on, hurry up, Twilight! I'm working on it, said flustered Twilight. What's this? There! One of Shirley's doors, the one to her bathroom, glowed yellow. Nori looked at Shirley as they followed the two unicorns in the hallway. Is this normal? Kind of. Usually not both of them at once, said Shirley. To them, she said, I want to know. The unicorn's horns glowed brightly, and the door burst open. Avery Ivory scrolls fell out. Shirley stared blankly. We summoned her back, said Twilight, beaming. Told you it was easy to reverse the spell once we identified her location. Mere scrolls, said Trixie, ignoring Twilight utterly as he helped the mayor to a hose. Are you all right? I'm fine, said Scrolls, loosely getting up. She was wearing a Viking hat and had a mace slung on one of her saddlebags. On her barrel, she wore silver metal armor. Twilight gasped. Did Trixie send you back to the Viking times? Twilight, did you have to fight and wage war to survive? Twilight, I'm so sorry, Mere Scrolls. I would never have helped her learn that spell otherwise. I didn't mean to force you to become a barbarian thief and pillage coastal cities. Twilight Sparkle, said Mayor Scrolls. Trixie sent me to Coney Island. These are from a gift shop. She took out the helmet, without a label indicating it was made to trot. The odds are real. There was a pause for a few moments. Oh, said Twilight. Well, at least it's not as bad as becoming an actual Viking. Hey, said Trixie. Coney Island is 6 hours here from train. She paused. Then you have a telegraph. Why didn't you tell any pony where you were? I telegraphed my family. Why didn't you telegraph me? Or just come home on your own? It would have cost money, which I would have had to build this town. Since it was part of my duties, I participated in the experiment at all. Scroll smiled serenely. And I was confident you would find a way to extract me without the town expending additional revenue. Besides, I was there. I took advantage of the opportunity to try to bolster our town's tourism industry. Tourism? Well, it seems many ponies are interested in me in the elements, especially you. I talked to some of the tour group managers at Coney Island and was able to set up some tours. They'll bring a train full of ponies to Ponyville to take their photographs from an element. Eat, shop, and maybe invest in local businesses. Of course, it is contingent on finding a willing element to talk to the groups. Trixie's ears perked up. Which groups? Amateur musicians, foals, courtiers. I believe the first tour has ponies from retirement homes for elderly ponies and iconic. Trixie opened her mouth, then shut. After a moment, she said, I suppose I look like a complete brat if I said no. Yeah, after I accidentally sent you all the way to another province. Squirrel said nothing. Alright, fine. Squirrel's beam. Have a good day, Miss Sparkle, Miss Putz, Miss Maid Pony, Dame Trixie. The first two arrives in the first 4 days at 9 o'clock in the morning sharp. She began to leave. Oh, and one last thing. If this ever happens again, check before summoning some pony back from somewhere. I was on a date with a very nice, colorful baka. She laughed. Trixie groaned. Ugh. Sorry to barge in, dearly. The return spell picked a random door in town. We couldn't control which one it was. I think we can safely say that the Abercrombie spell wasn't the great wizard that he was cracked up to be. She turned to Twilight. Thanks. No problem. Happy to help. The two unicorns began to leave. Unicorn staring as they left. Twilight was asking, does this happen often? No, of course not. Ha 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 ha! Why? Well, I had a little time to talk to my alternate self in that other world. And she said things like this happen about 24 times a year to her, often during weekend mornings. She had a theory. The two left, Twilight still talking about the other world's Twilight. Shirley and Uri looked at each other for a moment. That's what I meant by civic administrations, said Uri last. Miss goes back to Wallaconey. Talk later. Shirley began to head back to the kitchen. Cider now. You're leaving? Says Skulu, completely horrified. But why? Don't you love Miss Shirley? The two mayors were addressing Shirley's class. Nori no longer a maid outfit. Nori just told her she would be living on the next train west. Miss Shirley and I are friends, said Nori, announcing every word carefully. Very good friends. We are not in love. We still care for each other, and that will not change however far apart we are. Then why live? Protested Applebloom. Can't you start higher? Shirley and Nuri looked at each other. Nuri bowed her head slightly. In the first place, I have heard ponies in town. I am not proud of this, and I am sorry. The fact remains, I do not deserve to remain here. But we don't think of you, protested Sleep Owl. We must put you and Miss Shirley up over that. Second, said Nuri, I have things I want to accomplish. I cannot accomplish them down here. Your teacher, she has more talent than I. She can influence the world and improve it right here in Ponyville by teaching all of you. Me, I must go elsewhere to change the world for the better. She nodded firmly, but I will change it. I will improve it. And when I do, then I will be able to return here and see you all again. Miss Shirley included. So you go away to become worse than Miss Shirley? Said Sleep Owl, eyes shining. You're so romantic. It's like a big heroic quest, says Gulu. Nori smiled. I'm glad you all understand. We both appreciate the effort you put in towards effecting our reconciliation. Of course, I also understand how much of that is due to Miss Shirley's dissident instruction. I'm very lucky to have the teacher you do. Few of the falls are sniffing back tears. It's so lovely, whispered Sleep Bell. Nori bowed. Thank you for the hospitality you have shown me. I do plan to return one day. As he began to walk out the door. Bye, Miss Nori! Shirley quickly stepped before the class. One more thing, class. Miss Nori is wrong. Nori froze, so did the falls. What she plans to do after leaving Ponyville is noble, valiant, good, and laudable deed, and I applaud her decision, but she has made one mistake. She says she has to leave Ponyville to marry, but she already marries. Nori frowned. Ugh, Sherry. She marries not because of her college adventures or her deeds, so sweet to do that. She marries, just as I marry. You all marry, because we're all friends. Shirley smiled slightly, but her tone was still serious. What do friends do? They make each other feel happy and stop each other from feeling sad. They laugh and cry together. They share and need help and need love. Without friendship, nothing else matters. When any of us really want wealth, or fame, or power, or any friends to share it with? Well, with friendship, all else is possible. Only with friendship can a nation be built, or a city be saved, or any great deed be performed. Nori, your friendship with me, and with perhaps a few of the students, already mattered more than you know. Tiara rolled her eyes. That's so lame. She muttered to Silver Spoon. Skulu's eyes were watery. That's so beautiful, she whispered. Tiara blinked. I agree. she told Sulu, silver spoon put a huff to her face. Nori paused. I don't agree. You define matter any differently than I do. I speak in a more cosmic sense, but I think that when I'm away, I will find out. And I'll find one way or the other, and I'll be back to tell you my answer. Shirley walked over and embraced her. I'll be waiting. She whispered in her ear. And be careful, stay safe. Though Dad's green grass would have you act, but still you're short of sort. You matter more than you understand. And remember, you're always welcome here. Even if Pittsburgh doesn't work out. Even if it feels completely, you have a home here. I know, replied Nori, eyes misting over. You're a better friend than deserved. I'll do what I can to honor our friendship. The two embraced for a few moments more. Class was openly crying now. His sleep bell kept repeating how beautiful it was. Nori provoked a hug. My train departs soon. Thank you for everything. Ooh, 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 said Snips. Shirley frowned. Yes, Snips. Are you two still married? She looked at her, both chuckled. Shirley said, I don't know. But what does it matter? We're friends. That's what matters. She wasted, cheered all the ponies. Shirley grinned as she sniffed the air. She could already feel it. The release of tension, the anticipation of all that final exam stress. She could hardly wait to stay hurrying to bars and clubs. But she had one errand first. Made her way to the train station. Natalia! She called, seeing her friend buy tickets. No return, but not necessary. Congratulations, I heard you were in the top 1%. You were there too, said Charlie. You had to go home right away. My father was to be back to some church at Moscow. I would like to stay a little longer, but what does it matter? We can treat each other wherever we are. We're friends. Friends, said Charlie, touching her hose. And so they were, and that's truly what mattered. Zip, 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 big. Okay, shipping goggles off for a minute. Review time. This is a fun little episode. I feel like Shirley didn't get as much development or character-focused episodes as she should the last season, but these two right off the bat have more than made up for it. We get to see Shirley doing more trickery and more skills, and we get to see her ability to outsmart and outwit. And we're also seeing her comedy side kicking in, as these chapters were hilarious, but also heartwarming. I also like Notary going through and starting to understand what it truly means to matter. Next time, though, we're going back in time as we watch the future of a mayor trying to change the world. Join us, won't you, for Sunset of Time.